we are the consulting company IB, and today's video we are going to talk about ways to be a better negotiator with Ecuador. Well, different cultures are associated with different negotiation styles. These differences in style are the product of differences in means of communication, protocols, personal characteristics, etc. To help you distinguish between the cultures of different countries, we are going to compare Mexico and Ecuador based on the book Beyond Control of Edward T. Hall and the theory formulated by Hofstede from 1980s to 1994 of cultural dimensions and identify the major variables of cultural differences.
According to Hall, it is important to identify the culture context of a country before trying to build any relationship. Both countries, Mexico and Ecuador, have a high context culture. This means communication depends on facial expressions, body language, and eye contact. So pay special attention in this when negotiating. Agreements tend to be spoken rather than written. It is better if you make an agreement face to face. We know that Ecuador is far away. Try a video call. Now let's talk about the culture dimensions of Hofstede, power distance. This is the distribution of power in a business. Ecuador is known for having a large power distance. This means a stronger hierarchy of authority exists. So, if you are willing to make a serious deal with an Ecuadorian, make sure the person that is going to negotiate is the owner of the business or at least someone with a high responsibility within the company. Collectivism. Ecuador is the second most collectivistic country. Identity is based in a social network. Relationship employer-employee is perceived in a moral terms, like a family link. Make sure you mention how your product or service will beneficiate the whole Ecuadorian company you are trying to make the deal. Ecuadorians have a masculine culture. Society is driven by competition, achievement, and success. Ecuadorians are competitive and status-oriented. When negotiating, mention the value added of your product or service, and make special emphasis in explaining what makes you better than your competition. Mexico and Ecuador have a weak uncertainty avoidance. Uncertainty is a normal feature of life, and each day is accepted as it comes. Low stress, feeling of well-being. Even though both countries have a weak uncertainty avoidance, Ecuador has a lower score. So take a negotiation more serious. If there is uncertainty from the Ecuadorian part, make sure you leave things as clear as possible. Ecuadorians are a relationship-focused culture. They are interested in people involved in the negotiation rather than the actual business. They contact potential buyers, partners indirectly, often via highly respected third parties. Before taking business, they want to get to know the people involved.
Two other concepts that we should take into account when we negotiate with cultures are regionalization and regional integration. Regionalization is when region increases the level of independence among countries in variables such as economic, social, culture, cooperation, integration, and regional currencies activities. On the other hand, regional integration is the process on how and why nation-states voluntarily merge and mix in the neighbors, such as the loss of factors attributes of the sovereignty while acquiring new techniques on resolving conflicts. These aspects are the vitally important when performing negotiation because you must take into account the influence that the region have on the specific country which you are negotiating, in order to not disrespect the counterpart and establish successful, long-lasting relationship.